Bog Racing Spectacular. It's the U.S. Hot Rod Association produced show, and it's going to be wild. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Huffman, and with me to call the action, Margo King. Margo, the monster trucks are known all over the world, but a lot of people are here tonight to see the mud bog, and there are two different classes.
Two different classes, and boy, do they have some mud to try to get through tonight. The modified class, trucks that could be used in normal street use, 400 to 700 horsepower, and then the open class, 1,000+ horsepower, and I think they're going to go over the mud instead of through it.
And we got a bunch of monster trucks too. We've got Bearfoot and Frankenstein and Monster Vette and more. It's going to be a wild night of racing. So stay tuned for round one of the U.S. Hot Rod Association Battle of the Monster Trucks and Mud Bog Drag Racing Spectacular. We'll be right back.
Bring the stars of the U.S. Hot Rod Association into your home with the Blood, Sweat, and Gears home video. It's high-fly, car-crushing, gear-grinding action in the $50,000 Battle of the Monster Truck. See the once-in-a-lifetime challenge, Bigfoot, in an awesome tank truck battle. Then get down and dirty with the Mud Bog Racers, plus wild Daredevil stuntmen. It's man versus machine in the ultimate battle, all on VHS videotape with a super hot stereo soundtrack. Blood, Sweat, and Gears. It's the wildest show on wheels.
Body S10 fool you. Underneath there, he's got a blown Chevy big block, a 454 bored to 460.
Look at the crowd stand up for this, and here we go with Barry Packard's machine. Little Barefoot, he sets up for the cars. Holy Toledo, way up in the air and slams down on the last one. Margo, good run so far.
One of the disadvantages of being first, you are the one to flatten out those cars, and that can send you straight up.
Now remember, he is on the clock now. Little Barefoot's got to make it all the way around to the start-finish line before the clock finishes, and that's the time the other cars have to beat. Let's take a look back at Little Barefoot. The first run of the day, perfectly centered, a 30.45-second clocking, Margo.
And that's not a bad time considering he made the first run. The cars are not flattened out, and that sets him up in a wheel stand.
We go to the second machine, the Lone Ranger, Gary BAUER, the driver. Now the cars are going against the clock. They are not racing against each other. In other words, not side-by-side competition. The Lone Ranger has got to beat the time of Little Barefoot, 30.45 seconds.
Now he started off hard, but remember that he is nursing a brand new motor. So he's going to take it easy. Doesn't want to blow that baby up when it's brand new.
It is a fully blown 466 cubic inch Ford engine. Sets up for the cars. The Lone Ranger, Vienna, Ohio. Up in the air, getting a little sideways. That's going to cost a second or two as he makes his way over the cars. Again, he's got to beat 30.45 seconds.
You can see him really nursing it out. He was making sure he wasn't going to over-rev that motor after he took the cars.
Don't blame him at all. That engine will blow, and it's like a $10,000, $15,000 engine for a minor repair job. Let's take a look back at the slow motion for the Lone Ranger. Comes up. Now here's where he gets a little bit sideways, a little crooked, comes over, and that's going to cost him a second or two, or maybe three. 35.74. That's over 5 seconds slower than Little Barefoot. So the Lone Ranger rides off into the sunset. This is Frankenstein. It's a 1954 Ford pickup with a small block 302 cubic inch GMC engine.
Cliff Starbird out of Mulvane, Kansas. One of the few drivers here that is a professional monster truck builder, not only a driver.
12,000 pounds, weighs about 6 tons. And it's wider. Now let's see, as we can see it as it comes around, you can see how much wider it is in the machines. Look at that, about a foot wider. Sets up the cars, comes on, gets sideways. The crowd responded. They love pickups, especially early Ford pickups, wobbling quite a bit. The suspension taking a beating. Got a good run going so far. Comes around, heads for the finish line. Wait a minute. Oh, he stalls. Recovers. That's going to cost him the time. Frankenstein, beautiful yellow pickup, waves to the crowd. Let's look back at him now. Comes up. Again, he gets sideways. The time, 37.27 seconds.
Now, along with being more stable with that wide wheelbase, it also makes hitting those cars directly perfect very important.
Crucial. We go now to Vette, PIORKOWSKI, Ray PIORKOWSKI, the Polish rifle out of St. Louis, Missouri. Let's see what this guy can do. Beautiful machine. He's got to be 30.45 seconds. Larry Huffman and Margo King calling the action from the Omaha Civic Center. Here is Big Toe.
Now, Big Toe weighs in at 20,000 pounds. That's 5,000 pounds heavier than the rest of the competition.
Well, you can sure see that weight, too, when he slams down on the cars, Margo.
He needs a heavy-duty suspension when you weigh that much more.
Again, he's trying to beat 30.45 seconds. Comes around, spins around, heads for the finish line. Big Toe, 79.4. Tow truck. A good run, a little slower. Let's take a look back and see what happened. 36.38 seconds for Big Toe. Slows way, way down.
He kind of moseys over the car.
Like the Hulk Hogan of monster trucks. Here we go with, this is an interesting machine. It's called Monster Vette.
And Cliff Starbird is back driving it, another one of his creations.
Beautiful machine. A Corvette funny car, monster truck. And there he goes, and he looks like a Corvette getting off the line. Monster Vette slams into the dirt, spins around. Beautiful candy-colored paint job on it.
And you'll be able to see when he hits the cars how the body of this car just bounces all over the framework, but especially designed to take the impact that way.
Beautifully built machine. Hits the dirt, spins around. Now he slows for just a moment. He's got to beat 30.45. I think he's got it beat. A good run for Monster Vette. Taking a look back. Comes up. Look at the body. Like you said, the body flexes. The time. Beautiful time. Holy Toledo. Look at this. 24.37 seconds. And this is Nightlife. Dave WIECZOREK. It's a 1977 Chevy step-side pickup. Oh, he's getting right in there and then stalls. He pushes the other car over. That's going to cause a problem, Margo.
That's right. As soon as he hit the front wheels down on that end car, it pushed it away, and he almost got hung up in there.
454 blown, fuel-injected, big block Chevy engine. Let's take a look back at Nightlife. Margo, that's where he had his problem. Pushes it out.
Exactly.
24.67 seconds. That's the second best time, even though he had some problems with the last car. So the round one scores. Monster Vette wins it with a 24.37 second clocking. He advances to the final round. Nightlife second, 24.67. Little Bearfoot, 30.45. The Lone Ranger, 35.74. Big Toe, 36.38. And Frankenstein rounds it out, 37.27 seconds. We'll be right back to the Omaha Civic Center with a second round of the Battle of the Monster Trucks, so don't go away.